What's going on? What's happening? Welcome back to the show. I ain't gonna be on here too long today, man, because I gotta take off early. Y'all know, with my business or whatever. But yesterday we kind of hit on somebody brought it up, and I wanted to talk about it. It was this whole thing about Snoop Dogg and his grandkids. Took his grandkids to the movies, and it was two lesbians in the movie, and he said he wasn't going back because he didn't really want to explain, you know, what was going on there because he felt like he shouldn't have to explain it. Really, I don't blame him because when it comes to kids, it's just certain things that they shouldn't even be exposed to. And you have outside groups or other people who have these agendas that want us to promote things to our children that they shouldn't even know anything about, as far as sex, sexuality, you know, even heterosexual relationships. Like at a certain age, kids don't need to know anything about that. You know what I mean? I mean, in a way, we kind of prepare them. You know, once you get to like middle school, you start having school dances with boys and girls. That's normal, you know. But now these cultures and these woke agendas, they want you to have these dances that encourage men on men dances and women on women dances. Like, no, no, we need to get back to the basics. And the basics, it was like it had always been, which would be a dance at a middle school. You walk over and ask the girl if she wants to dance, and vice versa. If a girl liked you, y'all liked each other, just normal things. Y'all exchange letters and do you like me? Check the box, stuff like that. But they want you to not do that because we don't want to do the whole gay and lesbian thing. So they want to strike it all down. No, heterosexual relationships promotes our culture. It also promotes people having kids, people having families, which is a normal thing. Gays and lesbians are not normal. I'm sorry to tell these people that. Sure, we've always had gays and lesbians. They've always been there. But it hasn't been to the extent that it is now. Now it's just on some goofy shit. It's just on some shit like we just gonna ram it down your throat. We don't care whether you straight, lesbian, whatever. You're gonna be watching a commercial, you're gonna be watching TV, you might see an ad on your phone, something may pop up, and it's gonna have some gay people in it. Hell, like Snoop Dogg said, now you take your kids to these children's movies and they have these agendas in them. I want to show y'all something. I can remember growing up in the commercials and just TV and movies. They had a different feel to them. It wasn't no agendas promoted. It was always basically just happiness. And I follow one of these pages on my Facebook. Let me pull it up. I follow one of these pages on my Facebook, and I like watching the videos because, to be honest with you, sometimes it just feels like it's like nostalgia for me, and it feels good to know the era that we come from, even though I know we can't go back. But watching some of these videos and whatnot just kind of brings back these certain memories that I wish that we could have that we don't have. I wish that we could go back to a time where things like this would take place. Let me. Is it gonna pull up? Okay, here you go. I know y'all remember this. If y'all had watched the Ninja Turtles movie, like I did. I had the actual DVD, not the DVD, but I had the VHS tape. And this was the commercial that came on right before the movie came on. And I vividly remember this. So when I saw it on my phone, I was like, boom, I gotta like it, I gotta save it. Because this does take you back. And I like the music, I like the feeling. And it was just about being a kid, nothing else.
Off in the distance, the game's dragging on. There's strikes on the batter, some runners are on. Then suddenly everyone's looking at me. My mind has been wondering what could it be. They point to the sky and I look up above, and a baseball falls into my glove. I play right field. It's important to know. You gotta know how to catch. You gotta know how to throw. That's why I play in right field, way out where the dandelions grow.
As a proud sponsor of Little League Baseball, Pizza Hut welcomes all the kids who make it great.
Making it great.
They don't make nothing like that. Everything you see now is if you watching a commercial, even if you pull up to a building.
Your name, sir? Yeah.
My bad. I don't know what that was. Maybe that was something on that page. I apologize. That hurt my ears. But yeah, it was the stuff that we used to see and experience as children are things that we'll never get back, man. We'll never get some of this stuff back. Also, let me show y'all some of these things that was from that same page. It was nostalgia 90s on, it's these little clips and things, and I just like these videos.
Best candies of the 90s that today's kids will never experience. Every kid.
My bad.
Best candies of the 90s that today's kids will never experience.
I'm trying to adjust the audio.
Every kid loved chewing Big League Chew, especially those who were in ball. Who doesn't remember loving Runts? Which flavor was your favorite? Do you remember Blow Pops? They were lollipops with gum in the middle. Juji Fruits were super popular fruity candies in the 90s. Spin Pops. They were actually battery-powered spinning lollipops. Did you ever have one? Mega Warheads. My mouth is watering just looking at this picture. The flavor lasts only slightly longer than Juicy Fruit. Who remembers Squeeze Pops? It was only fun when you shoved an entire pack of Pop Rocks into your mouth at once. Ouch! This was my favorite gum flavor as a kid. I can still remember the taste. The jelly candies I had as a kid were all Star Wars themed. Anyone remember the Push Pop candy from grade school? Anyone remember these weird bullet candies? I used to pretend they were lipsticks. If this unlocked a memory, let me know when you were born. Best candies of the 90s.
Like just stuff like that. When I watch that page, it brings back so many memories that it's like even my daughter couldn't experience nothing like that. Even if I told, I'm like, it's just a different feeling. You would never get to experience that type of life. And Hippie J says all these crazy ass parade, half dressed, dirty dancing in public. Yeah. Just like in New Orleans, they just had the red dress thing. You had all these black dudes out there in red dresses, like some punks, like all of them out there in red dresses. Then I was seeing posts and things about how a lot of these dudes' wives didn't even know they was going down there to get in this parade. Like, what are you doing? Grown men taking off and going on vacation to go put on a red dress and pooch their lips out at a parade. Like, we losing all of our masculinity. We are losing every bit of our masculinity. It's crazy. I don't know who would take their children to that, but people do it all the time. I don't understand it, bro. I could I could never wrap my mind around that.
I took my grandson to see what was the movie with Buzz Light?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
Oh, the new Buzz, the Lightyear. I think it's
yeah,
called
with
Lightyear.
Kiki Palmer's in that movie.
Okay,
She
okay.
plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she and she had a baby. They both women's. How did she have a baby? Shh. The movie ain't over with. So it's like, it fucked me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for. I took my grandson to see what was the movie with?
You can't explain it. How can you explain two women making a baby when it's not even possible to do that? But now you got a lot of folks right now who would tell you it's definitely possible. Just like they'll sit up here and tell you that a man can have a period. In the future, I guarantee you, they are going to try to make men where they're able to have babies. And they're gonna be out here, a man can't have a baby. You can't tell me nothing different. Men can have babies too. Like, what is going on? You can't. It's not in your DNA. It can't happen biologically. You don't have the body parts to make a baby. We live in a crazy, insane world right now. We live in a crazy, insane world. But I was listening also to something that popped up about this, and it was somebody from the woke culture, T.S. Madison. She had something to say about it. And I just was like, bro, and she was just justifying it. Even the people on TMZ was like, well, it's totally different what you're saying. You know, one, because she was trying to put it in a saying that since Snoop made these videos with women kissing and whatnot, it was the same as when, you know, these two women on these children's movies. And why would he be mad if he does that? And why would he be mad if he's seen this on the movie if he does the same thing? Well, it's not the same thing. When you go to a kid's movie, it's for kids. When you watch a Snoop video, it's for adults. But they don't care about that.
What say you about this?
Well, I have questions, and I wrote a few of them down. Snoop Dogg has historically been an advocate against censoring, and his fame is based off expression. So my question is, Snoop, you have music videos with women dancing and kissing other women, dancing naked. So why is displaying lesbian behavior in your music videos appropriate, and you are afraid to answer the questions from your grandchildren?
So wait a minute. There's an answer
Yeah.
to that.
Also, I would be willing to bet that he don't sit up in his house and pop on old Snoop videos with his grandkids sitting right there. I can almost guarantee you he ain't doing that. Just like I can probably guarantee you, I don't know for sure, but I can guarantee you with about, I'm gonna say 90% certainty, that he ain't sitting up in there smoking weed around his grandkids. I can probably put money on that. I'm pretty sure he's not sitting in his house firing up blunts with his grandkids sitting right there. Because I know people who smoke weed and they do not smoke weed around their kids. Now they smoke it around other people, but when their kids start coming around or their kids start snooping around, they push them out of it. No, don't come back here and don't come out here. Go back in the house. It's totally different than sitting up there watching a kids movie and you got two women kissing and making a baby when we know that's not possible. Kids aren't dumb. They know that that's not possible. They know that two women cannot make a baby. So how can you get behind that?
Which is that the videos that he does for his music videos for adults, they're not like
I think he would
for kids.
say that
They're not for
those
kids.
music videos aren't for kids.
I know that would be the setting and that would be the but as a person who understands how kids work, kids see everything. Kids see everything. They see music videos. They hear lyrics. They hear these things.
But TS, that's where parenting comes in, right? I mean, you're right. Kids, if you just let them, they can see everything. But
And I'm glad you said that's where parenting comes in. Because as a parent, you should also explain to your children that other things exist in the world outside of what you have deemed normal in your own home.
Let me ask you something, because I'm gay, and I get the
He's
points
gay?
you're making, but
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You telling me I didn't know he was gay? Hold on.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
I didn't know he was gay. I swear I didn't know Harvey Levin was gay. I didn't. That's insane. Yeah, she is fake and nasty.
at the same time, maybe at a certain age you do bring things up, but at ages that are earlier than that, kids that are younger, a parent can say, I'm not ready to talk to them about it yet. I mean, that doesn't make them homophobic if they say, I don't want to talk to them about all this until a certain age.
It's rooted in a bit of homophobia.
Is it? Is it
A
though?
little bit. It is rooted because
It can be. It certainly can be. But I
it's
don't know if it
rooted
is in
in it.
Snoop's.
It's not rooted in homophobia. How is it rooted in homophobia? Even when I was a kid, it didn't matter whether it was gay stuff or heterosexual stuff. If we was watching a movie or a TV show and something came on that TV screen that my parents did want me to see, they would say, get up and get out of here. That's what they would tell me. It didn't matter whether they was gay or not. It could be a man and a woman kissing and slipping themselves into a bed, slipping up under the covers. And my parents would be like, oh, time for y'all to go. Time for y'all to go. It's not rooted in homophobia.
Case, but
you also you're never afraid to talk to your kids about having a little boyfriend or a little girlfriend at a certain age. I know that we've been conditioned to be able to understand heteronormative activity. We've been conditioned to that because that's all we see because
it's normal, and that's what we should be promoting so we can advance our culture and advance our people. Two dicks don't stick and two coochies don't make a baby. But it's puzzle pieces, the long piece and the open piece, and they fit together and they make a baby. That's normal.
We've always, as queer people, been pushed to the side and swept under. So it is time for us to have these uncomfortable conversations. Maybe not at 4. Maybe Papa will explain that to you in a year or so. Just watch the movie.
I gotta say, I've been around a long time, and for a long time, I have not felt pushed to the side and pushed away. And I hear people talking about that, but that's not society today, and it's not society even.
Oh, I don't think that.
Well,
Harvey,
Harvey,
it's
I love
not.
you.
Harvey.
I love you, but you're a white man, and you also are a white gay
Trust
man.
me, I was around.
Hold on, let me see what he said because I kind of missed it. Let me go back.
For a long time, I have not felt pushed to the side and pushed away. And I hear people talking about that, but that's not society today. And it's not society even.
Oh, I don't think that.
Well,
Harvey.
Harvey,
It's
I love
not.
you.
Harvey.
I love you, but you're a white man, and you also are a white gay
Trust
man.
me, I was around when bars were raided, when people were fired from their jobs during the
Nobody's
AIDS
saying
epidemic.
it's not better.
Because he knows it's true. What he's saying is true. What he's saying is true because we mostly live in a predominant society where you can't say anything about gay people or lesbians or transsexuals. We don't live in a time no more where they get raided, bars get raided. We live in a time where if you say the wrong thing to one of these people, you may get a lawsuit, you may lose your job, something bad may happen to you. So you just throw your hands up. But there are a lot of us who are like, man, fuck that. I don't like that lifestyle. I don't like what you got going on. I don't want you bringing it around my kids. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what type of lawsuits, what you're going to say to me in public, what type of counsel culture you're going to bring upon me. It doesn't matter. I don't care. So definitely what Harvey is saying is correct. He doesn't experience that because most people don't bring it to his attention. Hippie J say I had to replace some water lines today, and guess what? The male and female parts fit perfectly. Exactly. You have a male end and you have a female end. Just like some of this equipment that I have to hook up to my computer, you have a male and you have a female. Why don't the white T.S. Madison get this type of mainstream media exposure? Exactly. Exactly, Tim.
So I know what discrimination is more than just about anybody.
Yeah, but it's still a different. It comes from a different lens when you're talking about like more marginal, like, and I don't want to lean heavy into it to because it's not your fault that you're white, but you're a white man. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about, especially in this time right now, like trans people are extremely under attack.
That's true.
Queer people are.
I hate when they say they're extremely under attack. She got a whole podcast. No, they're not under attack. They just don't like to be criticized. People can criticize me. People can criticize you. People can criticize anybody that they want to criticize. They just feel like nobody should ever say anything to them or about them. That's not how life works. People don't like your lifestyle. People don't like what you represent. So people are going to say something about it. You don't like it. You need to get over yourself. It's not because you're a transgender. Well, it is because you're a transgender, but it's the whole overall aspect is because of who you are, and we all get criticized. So it doesn't matter. Everybody gets criticized. Like I say, they just don't want anybody to say anything about them. They want to be immune to the bullshit. But they criticize heterosexual activities. They say stuff about that all the time. And like I'll say, and I'll say it again, 2 dicks don't stick, and 2 coochies don't make a baby.
Under attack, and like they made us public enemy number.
And you can't change your body parts and still claim to be the other sex. I don't care what you do. You can chop your thing off. You're not a woman. You can put on a strap on. You're not a man. Or attach some fake thing and try to make you have a penis. I don't know what they do for them, but you're not a man. Which is crazy to me how these lesbians operate. You want to be a lesbian, you like vagina, but then when y'all have sex, y'all fly to the sex store and go get all these strap on, these different lengths, and they got these curves, and y'all put goop on them, and and y'all make her suck it. And so, what's the point? Because you don't like coochie because y'all are playing with fake penises. And the other person doesn't even want to be penetrated.
One, and we're just existing. We're not even a large percent of the population, and they're making it seem like that our existence is forcing everybody else out. I get tired of people of color, and it's particularly
Here we go.
black men that are voicing these things and are a part of the problem. And I think that what tends to happen is that we all forget, what hand that we play in. The hand we play and stuff.
You know what? I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna kind of speak for black people here, and this is what I'm gonna say. I'm tired of the LGBT community trying to put their bullshit on us. They want black people to be the representatives of the LGBT community. I don't want to be no representative. I don't want nothing to do with the LGBTQ community. I don't care. And of course, I have a lesbian in my family and a gay man in my family. That don't mean I gotta get behind their bullshit. Sure, I got love for my family members, but at the end of the day, I'm not pushing that agenda. My bad. I'm not pushing that agenda. Don't want nothing to do with it. Like, you can't put that on me. You can't force me into something that I don't want to be a part of. You can't make me get behind that and say, "Oh yeah, I uh 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 I accept these people," because I don't. I don't. I don't want my kids seeing that. I got a going on an 18-year-old now. But if I have another child, a little kid, I don't want my kids being around that. We've seen too many instances of people who thought that they was transgender or another sex, and got a sex change and ended up regretting it. I know I had that. I know I had it. Let me see, y'all. Every time I think about some of this stuff, it just kind of pops up. I don't know. Before the show, I really don't know sometimes what I'm gonna show y'all. I just it's kind of on the fly. Like, okay, here go one. I haven't seen this one, so we're gonna see what it says. But it says he considers transitioning from male to female the biggest regret of his life.
Howdy there. I'm Noah. I'm a detransitioned male. I was on estrogen for 4.5 years. I started transitioning at 18, and then I detransitioned about 6 months ago. Today, I want to talk about transition regret. So, some people detransition and they don't actually regret transitioning in the first place. They see it as like part of their journey. Maybe they like the lingering effects of exogenous hormones. That's not me. Okay, I view transitioning as the single worst mistake I've made in my life. It had immediate negative consequences with my family because they could just like not wrap their head around my desire to transition. I wanted them to use this new name and pronouns like pretty immediately. They did not want to do that because they did not want to like affirm this identity that, yeah, they were hoping I would like come to my senses. I did not. I ignored them. But yeah, it drove this huge wedge between us, and that was really hard for me because I was close to my parents. I'm still close to my parents. Yeah, I went into my freshman year of college during COVID, and this was all like the first year of my transition. And I had a really hard time making connections like on campus or like with anyone just because like I was a very non-passing trans woman. And honestly, I was never very good at like cohering to gendered expectations of women. So
He said he was a non-passing trans woman, which means he was very unbelievable. Which also should tell him that you have no business being a woman. It's not in your nature. It's not coming to you naturally. And Hippie J is right. It is a mental health disorder. I don't understand why we don't deal with it as such. He said, I'm and nobody recognizes me as a woman. As much as I want to be a woman, nobody can tell that I'm a woman because it ain't in your nature. You can't walk like a woman, you can't act like a woman. You don't have the femininity of a woman. You're a man. And I'm sure he was one of these people who got caught up, maybe in school, or he had a friend who was gay, and they were telling him, "Oh, you may be a girl." You even see people who have babies and say that their little kids are transsexual, and they want to get them a sex change, and they've been using these different pronouns, and the kid is messed up from the jump. The kid may definitely feel like a boy and know he's a boy, but he's like, damn, my mama keep calling me Cheryl and she and ma'am. And I don't feel like a Cheryl, a she, or a ma'am. The cross dressing brings unwanted attention and starts conversations and opinions they will not be able to accept. Exactly. They say that they will want to live a regular life, but once they get into that type of lifestyle, now you got all this unwanted attention. Now you got looks, and people are like, what's going on there? And you getting this attention that you never really asked for. What was I even seen a video where a lady, well, I ain't gonna call it was a man acting like a woman, talking about men should accept them as real women and they should start dating them. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Never would I. Especially if you're a young man and you want kids. Why in the hell would you get with a transgender? That's how stupid these people are. They're idiots. Hippie J says, don't and won't ever have the heart and soul of a real woman. It's impossible. It's not in his biological makeup, but he thinks it is because he takes estrogen. He takes some type of medicine to make his voice real high pitched. Want people to call him she. And then he probably got to an age where he was like, damn, I like women. So and so look good. I'm sitting over here with a high pitched voice and a dress on, looking like a bitch. Let me get up out of this. I made a mistake. But now you ruined it with some of these women because once you detransition, they're not going to accept you. Ain't no woman. She going to be like, you ain't a real man. 2 years ago, you was acting like a bitch. You are not a real man now. Jalen says council culture sucks, bro. It does. But the thing about it is, if people want to counsel me, which I'm pretty sure I've already been counseled from family members and whatnot because of the way I've been speaking. I mean, I've already got a lot of questions. I get emails, I get comments all the time. So I'm pretty sure people have exiled me, which is cool because I would rather be exiled than go along with people's bullshit.
I don't know. I don't think people took me very seriously outside of like these, very trans affirming like social groups. Also, like having a trans identity, constantly worrying about passing, about being misgendered, that kind of thing, it made me like incredibly neurotic, and I'm already like a neurotic person. So yeah, this is not even to mention like the physical effects. If it was just like I'd gone socially transitioned, I would feel like a lot better about it. But no, I had facial feminization surgery.
What?
So I do miss like my like strong brow bone. I don't like looking a little more androgynous like I do now. But the biggest
Cause he look like a bitch now. I'm telling you. You know when women see men, look, that's the reasons why you see not so good looking men with beautiful women. It's because of their facial features. A men have certain facial features or body, the way our body is formed that women like. It's not always this he's a handsome guy. Just like it's certain things with women that we're attracted to, we don't necessarily subconsciously we're attracted to it. Like her femininity, the way her face is shaped. You don't know that, but you're attracted to that. The way her eyes look, the way she moves her lips. It's little subtle things that they do and what they show you that attracts you. And vice versa for women. But now he done got these surgeries and looking like a bitch. He's missing out on so much. Tim says most Generation Z men are not street smart and will be fooled by some of these types. Yeah. You know why, Tim? It's because they've been groomed into that lifestyle. They've been grooming a lot of these Gen Z, these newer generation kids into this stuff. See, this has been going on in these movies. People are just now really getting to a point where they're speaking up about it. This stuff has been going on. Why do you think you see so many straight guys? These young men, I see young kids. I really don't want to put somebody's business out there, but I've seen some of my young cousins, and I didn't even know. And my other cousin, she a girl, she was like, "Yeah, I was talking to so and so, and his friend, you know, my uncle was like, no, he can't come over here because he gay." And I wasn't so caught up on that part that my uncle was like, "No, he can't come around because he gay." I was like, my cousin is friends with a gay person. Like, I can remember a time where if somebody was gay, a straight man, you can't be friends with them because you're gonna be perceived as gay. Like, what is going on? That's why I say they've been groomed into this culture. They have gay friends and transsexual friends, especially men. Now, girls, it's different. Like they always, my gay friend, and he's cool and she's cool, all this bullshit. But men never involved ourselves with that. Men only involved ourselves with other straight men. And once we found out you was gay, oh nah, you can't hang with us, bro. Because then everybody gonna think that we've been doing something with you. But that's the times that we living in. People have been groomed into these lifestyles and they don't even know it. So we have to unwind this rope that's been wound. We have to undo a lot of things, which is going to take time. Just like it took time for them to start grooming and putting this stuff in our commercials and in TV, movies, clothes. Why you think you see a lot of unisex clothes? Men and women can kind of go to some of these shelves and just grab shit. It was a time where women was here and men was there. Now you go into some of these places, you don't know where the men and women's section is. You just like, what the fuck? Like, bro, it's grooming. People are so sensitive nowadays. That's the truth. Have these woke teachers grooming our children all the way through school. That's a fact. They've been doing that. They got the teachers in on it and everybody, the school board.
Negative effects have been the lingering effects of estrogen. I have some gynecomastia, which is, really not like too bad, as you can see.
Oh my
Um,
God.
like my thighs are a little.
So you mean to tell me now that he wants to be a straight man, I'm telling you, he's ruined. If he met a woman who was like, oh, he seems cool, he's cute. And and then they get to a point where she may think about having sex with him. And he busts out these titties. Oh my God. I don't even know how he could fix that. I'm guessing maybe he could the best thing for him would probably to hit weights. Maybe he could tighten it up and it will get flatter, but I'm pretty sure it probably would still look like a little titty. But since he's got all this estrogen flowing through his veins, I'm sure he can't lift weights like he want to. Men need testosterone to lift weights. He's not going to build up enough muscle with all that estrogen in his body. Man, it's a shame what some of these people have done to themselves. Oh, don't get me started on the gay and trans cheerleaders. They slowly falling into that bullshit too. It all started with that end racism crap that they put in that damn end zone. And it's still in that end zone. This type of lifestyle going to destroy our military from within. That's a fact. But you see, Trump took care of that. I think he did he forbid these transsexuals? I know he stopped them from getting the surgeries on a government's dime. I know he stopped that.
Bit thicker than the average guys. But the annoying stuff is like below the waist. You can Google the effects of estrogen on the male body if you'd like to. I'll be vague.
I don't.
Things like still work after being off estrogen. I have normal T levels, but my libido's kind of low. Function
Of course it'll be
50% of what it was pre-transition.
Of course your libido is gonna be low. You thought you was a bitch. You was running around acting like a bitch.
And my fertility is up in the air, which sucks,
What?
but it is what it is. Yeah. When I was identifying as a woman, like estrogen actually did like affirm my identity and made me feel good. But now that I'm living as a man again and not really identifying as one, but viewing myself as a man, it horrifies me a little bit that I put myself through chemical castration. But again, it is what it is. So yeah, I don't consider my transition to be part of some wonderful journey. I feel physically and mentally stunted. I feel like a tree that grew in the wrong direction for 4.5 years. Now I have to break off the branch and restart. I feel diminished, and yeah, I'm angry at myself that I bought into a belief system that taught me I could become a woman if I wanted to. And for me, rejecting that belief system has been an important step in healing. Thank you.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
He said he was a bit horrified that he took himself through chemical castration. Willingly. Willingly. His life ain't never gonna be right. If it is, it's gonna take years to get back to normal. But since he had these surgeries, now he got titties and stuff. I doubt it. I think he's done way more harm to himself than he could ever repair in his lifetime. I don't even think he can live in the same city. He would have to go somewhere else and start a whole new life. Because as long as people know that he was trying to be a woman, it's going to be a lot of women that's not going to respect him, especially once they find out. How can he explain that to his kids in the future if he finally does end up getting into a relationship? How is he going to explain that to them? And will he be honest with them and tell them, stay away from this LGBTQ crap? If you got a penis, you're a boy. If you got a vagina, you're a girl. There's nothing wrong with that. You're perfectly fine. You're normal. You need to find a boyfriend or a husband, and you need to find a wife or a girlfriend. But you don't need to link up with somebody that has the same thing as you. So, two, I also think that we as heterosexual people need to start promoting our thinking, straight sexual behavior. Because they're out in front, they having parades and walking around butt naked. I think we need to do the same. We need to get out here and promote heterosexual culture. And it's not being homophobic if we do that either. I think that's what we should do. We should start promoting heterosexual culture, heterosexual behavior. Like I said, we need to get back to where these dances, male and female, these interactions, male and female, we need to promote that a whole lot more. You got the homecoming queen and the homecoming king. Now they starting to put a dude at the queen and a female at the king, a dyke, or sometimes it'd be like a dyke as the homecoming king and a female at the homecoming queen. Then you got women who already have kids trying to be with studs, acting like they're gay when it's like, no, you're not gay. You're obviously just going through something right now because you like penis and you got like 3 kids. So you're not gay. Black and white sports guys covering it. He cool. Who you talking about? Tim says the black and white church is not touching these issues out of fear of getting canceled or losing a tax exempt status. They need to come up off of that, Tim. They not in fear of losing their tax exempt status when they getting up there talking politics in them pulpits. When they bringing in them politicians, they not in fear of their tax exempt status then, but they in fear of it. See, what they in fear of is doing anything conservative. That's what they in fear of. Because you can get up there and you can talk about gays and we don't want to bash gays. We welcome our lesbian brothers and sisters. They'll get up there and say that all day. But people who are heterosexual, we are scared to talk. We are scared to come out now. We are scared to promote our thinking. We like it's a crime to be a heterosexual now. And if you're a heterosexual, then you automatically labeled as homophobic. And you hate LGBTQ people. Well, I'm sick of them. And I think more people like me need to speak out and say, no, it's wrong. We don't need that crap. We are ruining our society with that bullshit. And you got people like T.S. Madison up here trying to justify it because she didn't like what Snoop Dogg had to say. Well, he doesn't want to take his kids to any more of those movies. And you should just get over it. And no, he's not a homophobe. Like I said, it could have been two, it could have been a heterosexual couple up there. If they would have started kissing and smooching on each other, he'd have probably, man, cover your eyes, man. What the hell are y'all doing? How was that? I don't even know what that says. Whatever women priest that attacked Trump. You talking about when he got elected this second time? Like, wasn't she a lesbian priest? Is that who you talking about? I think that's what you're talking about. It was like a lesbian priest, which is crazy to me. Like a lesbian priest? Yeah, women are supposed to be nuns, not priests. We've gotten away from that too. Hierarchy. Women aren't priests. I mean, this culture hates everything masculine. Everything masculine. Anything that's masculine, they hate it. They want it stopped. They want it shut down. What is that example that people always bring up? The Boy Scouts. The girls can join the Boy Scouts, but the boys can't join the Girl Scouts. When they already have the Girl Scouts, why do y'all want to be in the Boy Scouts? Y'all got the Girl Scouts. That's why I say a lot of this shit is really it's just a joke. It's like they just want to impede on anything that men want to do. If men try to get together and do something for the men, they're gonna have a problem with it. I've seen guys try to get together and say we want to do something for young men, and women have a fit. Why can't y'all do something for the women, for the young girls too? Well, nobody looks out for the young men no more. Nobody cares. We just throw young men away. We just throw them away. We just toss them to the side. It's all about women, 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 and promoting that they just as strong as men. They're not. We're promoting that they're just as smart as men. They're not. We promote that they're just as logical as men. They're not. Tim says most churches completely stopped preaching about Sodom and Gomorrah Bible story because God's solution was zero tolerance. That's a fact. They stopped preaching about a lot of stuff. Or they started bending it. Well, he never said you couldn't. You know, they started putting that shit in everything. Well, he never said you couldn't. That's because that shit wasn't going on then. He never said it was against the rules. God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Yep. Let these folks tell it. They liable to bend that. He made a Jezebel. I know that. When he made Lilith, Lilith was a Jezebel. Lilith was a floozy. She didn't want to listen to nothing what Adam had to say. She didn't want to listen to what God had to say. Yeah, the world is too sensitive. It's a shame, bro. It is a shame, shame, shame what's going on in this world. And I don't know if we ever gonna recover. The only way we're gonna recover is if more people speak up and speak out. I see people speaking up and speaking out with big voices. I see them even on YouTube. I see them on X. I see them on other platforms. I see a lot of people speaking up and speaking out. It's just a matter of attrition. We just have to keep with it. We got to stay consistent. We got to stay consistent and keep doing what we're doing. Because even the woke left and their policies is falling by the wayside, and we seeing that now. We seeing how many people are turning away from the left, going leaning more right. We see that. The stats show it all the time. We see it every day. Let me see. I seen a clip. I'm gonna show y'all this one. I hope I still got it. I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, did I save it? Hold on, let me go to my page. Let me look in another spot. Man, I go through so many videos every day. Oh, I know where it was. I know where it was. It wasn't even on her. I know exactly where it was. Give me 1 second, y'all. I got it right here. Let me go to my playlist. It ain't there. It ain't on that playlist. Hold on. It must be in this. Oh, here you go. Got it right here. Got it right here, folks.
New data shows that the Democratic Party
And this is coming from the Young Turks. This is coming from the Young Turks, bro.
is in serious trouble. This is according to the data. I am not making this up. This is not my commentary. So don't punish us for being the messengers of this news if you happen to be a Democrat. So millions of Americans are apparently leaving the Democratic Party and choosing to register as Republicans instead, which is actually pretty surprising to me considering all the chaos that's going on right now under the leadership of the Republican Party. But nonetheless, we know this because 30 states track voter registration by political party. So we get this data in real time, and as you can see here, take a look at this chart. From 2020 to 2024, Democrats hemorrhaged voters to Republicans in every single one of the 30 states that track voter registration, pertaining to party affiliation. As you can see, this map spans deep blue states like California, deep red states in the Midwest, and swing states like Arizona. Overall, Democrats lost just over 2 million voters, while Republicans gained just under 2.5 million. So I actually apologize. I mentioned how the voter registration went from Democrat to Republican and how surprising that is given how chaotic Republican leadership has been. But obviously that leadership began in 2025. This tracks voter registration between 2020 to 2024. So with that in mind, I'm actually not surprised at all. In fact, I was warning about this leading up to the 2024 election when it came to issues like crime, for instance, or the migrant crisis. People wanted to pretend like they weren't issues at all, that it was all just kind of made up.
Facts. That's what the Democrats do. They just make it seem as if none of these are issues. The crime, the immigrants, the LGBTQ stuff, which is so far left that that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people have just decided to just be done with their party because they're too far left. Everything is not about our original values that we have. Everything is about changing our culture, changing it to be something that most of us don't like or most of us don't want to be a part of. And we keep constantly telling these people to stop doing that, but they don't listen. Just like right now, they're doubling down on all of their policies when they can clearly see that people are not in line with them anymore. They don't care. They just keep going. They're just like, well, fuck it. We just gonna keep pushing our agenda. I'm gonna come out here every day and push my agenda, even though I see the numbers going down, down, down. They'll come around sooner or later because we always right. We're Democrats. No, you're right. People are getting fed up with the dumb crap. If Democrats lose the midterms, they're going to summon Black Lives Matter and Antifa to turn up. Of course, soon as we get closer and closer to election, and if they start seeing it, they're gonna lose. Y'all need to get out in the streets and stand up for what's right. And they really be inciting violence because they know that Black Lives Matter and Antifa gonna go out there and start burning and tearing up shit. Which in return is only gonna make more people go out and vote Republican because they so stupid. They don't get it. They just keep falling further and further behind. Nothing's clicking with these people. They start running socialist. They start pushing agendas that people have already said, "What are you doing? I don't want to see anything about that agenda anymore. And here you go, talking to me about this agenda, talking to me about this plan, telling me that crime ain't going on when crime is definitely happening all around us. They'll never listen to what people are saying. They never do. They never do. Which is why you have people like T.S. Madison who goes against everything that Snoop Dogg said. Even though he's telling you these are his grandkids and he don't want to push these agendas on them, she's still trying to make it seem as if he's a homophobe and, well, he should be more open-minded. More open-minded to what? To your lifestyle? Because you like walk around here with fake titties and ass even though you're a man and you want him to be accepting of that? And you got two lesbians on a Disney movie making a baby when people know in their right mind that that ain't real? You want us to get behind that just because you fall in line with that? People ain't on that no more. People ain't just gonna do what the LGBTQ community wants us to do anymore. People ain't doing that shit. Nobody cares. Y'all not finna push these agendas on nobody. It's not good for our culture. Yep, a socialist New York mayor. Black Lives Matter and Antifa brings out mass looting elements who careless about politics. Yeah, they don't understand that. They don't understand that once they activate them people, they're gonna create so much havoc that people are definitely gonna be voting Republican. They're gonna be like, look, Trump is up here cleaning up the violence. Trump is cleaning up the trash. I'm voting for him. Oh, I'm voting for his successor. That's what I'm voting for. I can already tell you right now that they're gonna get cleaned up in a landslide again. It's gonna be even worse. They don't believe it though. They don't believe it. You still got Jasmine Crockett out here talking about as soon as the House gains the gavel, what's she gonna do to Trump? They're not gaining no gavel. Bitch, y'all finna lose seats. What is you talking about? I mean, she's got to be one of the dumbest people walking the face of the earth. As a fellow Texan and as a black man, I'm glad she lost her damn seat. I hope she never gets her damn seat back. I'm glad Al Green lost his damn seat. And I hope he never gets his damn seat back. He need to go somewhere and cut some grass or get him a little part-time job or do something like that. Jasmine Crockett, she ain't gonna do nothing but start a podcast and talk shit about Trump and the Republicans. We know that's what's next for her. She not gonna care about the Democrats and their agenda. She gonna be lining her pockets with YouTube money. And y'all fools gonna be subscribing to her every day, rant and rave about Trump and calling them a bitch and snapping her neck, honey child and girl and sister girl. And everybody gonna sign up for it. I guarantee you that's what's gonna happen. She knows she good. She don't care about that seat like that, and she don't care about the agendas because you know why? She haven't been pushing any. The constituents that she supposedly was supposed to represent, she didn't do anything for those people in Texas. Where I'm at, I'm in Texas. Al Green didn't do shit, but sit up here and keep bringing articles of impeachment and putting goop on his head. I didn't give a damn about them. I don't do identity politics no more. I don't care that you're black and I should vote for you. It ain't gonna happen. Now, if you say, oh, I'm black, y'all should vote for me, I'm finna look at you with four eyes. I'm finna see what's really going on. And more than likely, I'm probably not gonna vote for your ass. Because we know and we see so many times that these black politicians get in positions of power and they don't do shit. You find out they being represented by this lobby and they getting money over here and getting money over there. No wonder they won't pass no bills. No wonder they won't sign off on this. No wonder they'll come down here and help the people in this community. Fuck out of here, man. JD Vance 2028, Barron Trump 2036, MAGA Dynasty. Oh yeah, if it's probably gonna be JD Vance. I vote for JD Vance. Tim says unless Jasmine Crockett gonna start a podcast talking about sex, ain't nobody gonna watch it. Oh, yep. I mean, but still, I heard what you said. People gonna watch that podcast, Tim. All the liberals, man, all the black women, all them black women, they are going to watch that. We not gonna watch it, Tim. Me and you and others, we not even gonna watch that shit. But you know, and I know that a bunch of black women is gonna be signing up to watch that damn podcast. Look how they vote for Democrats. Don't they voted like 90 some percent for Democrats? They're gonna watch that podcast, Tim. They're gonna watch that podcast. All they want to do is see her talk crazy and cuss. So yeah, girl, that's right. And bitch ass Trump with his bitch ass, he a bitch. So soon as they start hearing all that, that's right, girl, he a bitch. They gonna love that shit. Deport Crockett. I wish they could. Say they didn't watch Michelle Obama podcast. No, they didn't. But you got to understand, Michelle Obama is old news. The Obamas are old news, bro. They old news. Jasmine Crockett is new news. Michelle Obama is old news. She's old news. She's played out. The Democrats been off of them. You see, they don't even listen to Obama, even though he calls in and wants to talk to the Texas Democrats and want to have these little meetings and shit. They don't be listening to his ass. They're not listening to him, bro. Benny Johnson exposed Crockett and AOC. Yeah. Benny Johnson did. He knew they wasn't going to get no positions of leadership. They clowns. But yeah, man, y'all see, we got into the Snoop Dogg, T.S. Madison conversation. Talked about that for a minute. I know we kind of got off the rails in the end and started talking about politics and other things, which is, for the most part, it's kind of how it goes around here. Once I start ranting about shit, I mean, it's pretty much part of the course. So, all y'all who's listening, man, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. I really need y'all to at least hit that like button for me. If you've been watching this, I really would appreciate that. Y'all got to start hitting that like button for me. Like, I really, I need that more than anything right now. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. I also drop videos, shorts, and whatever from time to time. Try to go live when I can, when I got something to talk about. Appreciate it, Hippie J. Uh, Make sure y'all go check out some of the other videos and like some of those videos as well, man. And anytime that I come on, turn them notifications on if you subscribe to me. Interact with the show, leave comments. I appreciate all that. But yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button for me. I really would appreciate that. But I gotta go. And as always, y'all, I'm gonna catch y'all next time. Peace.